other way. Through the odyssey of every breaking day, I'm traveling on. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. Joy, 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 joined together, together in joy. Joy, joy, love, love, joined together, together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love.
Take a moment to say hello to whoever is around you, and if you want to step in front of the camera and wave to your friends. So, yay, good morning, everybody. Come on, step into the camera, wave hello. They get to see some of you, so yay. Chat in the chat box. It's a good thing.
We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. Joy, 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 joined together, together in joy. Joy, 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 joined together, together in joy. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love.
This is the part of our service where we celebrate our community, Unity of Pasadena. Our vision, say with me, united in spirit, we are a beacon of love and love that catalyzes a global revolution. And our mission, creating community, living love, teaching truth, serving spirit. Both statements represent our intention as a ministry. We have many ways to connect throughout the week. I'll share a few highlights, but check our app and our website calendar for all the latest happenings. The first one is Centering Prayer and Meditation is back. We are going to start out in our back gardens lawn area. We will be doing 6 feet social distancing. Please bring a mask. That would be lovely. And a lawn chair if you like, but we'll also have seating provided. This is 1 hour. The first half hour is learning and sharing, and the second half hour is silent meditation. It's a lovely, lovely way to connect, especially now. But to experience meditation as a group is truly divine. Our second item is we want to remind you to use the Unity of Pasadena mobile app. It downloads as the My Church app with the blue logo shown there. You text 77977 and enter the words Unity of Pasadena app, all one word. And there you can, under the news and announcements section, You will have information about when Reverend David will be speaking and Reverend Suzanne will be speaking, and their bios and their schedules. We will be starting off with Reverend Suzanne on October 4th, and you can get all of that information there on the app in real time. So always check it for the latest news and happenings. It's by far the most fluid reflection of our website and information we also have posted there if you're a desktop person. Praying with others is a core practice in our ministry. If you would like to have prayer today, please enter your prayer request in our mobile app, on our website, or in the body of our Friday weekly email on the bottom. We will hold all requests in prayer and then forward them to Silent Unity, our 24-hour prayer ministry at Unity Village, Missouri, and they're held in prayer there for 30 days. We have almost a full contingent of prayer chaplains today. What lovely energy in this room.
Yeah,
I am blessed by this divine group that's gathered here today. And it's for a special occasion, which we'll get to later. But Helen is our prayer chaplain of the day, and she'll be doing our meditation for today. Today's daily word is faith. Perfect. With faith, nothing is impossible to me. With gratitude, I use my faith to trust in the good that is always present, even when it is not yet manifested. As I pray with faith, I discern the truth that always endures through even the most difficult circumstances. As I concentrate on harmony and love, all thoughts of lack, limitation, and discord simply dissolve. As I speak with faith, I use positive words to express my belief in myself and others as divine beings. As I act with faith, I access deep, lasting strength and fortitude that help me surmount any challenges. Inspired by my faith, I move forward with confidence. Nothing is impossible for me. And from Matthew 17:20, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you.
May I see with the eyes of love. May I hear with the ears of love. May I speak with the words of love. May love be in my heart. May I see with the eyes of love. May I hear with the ears of love. May I speak with the words of love. May love be in my heart. May I, may I, may I, may I, may I see with the eyes of love. May I hear with the ears of love. May I speak with the words of love. May love be in my heart. May I see with the eyes of love. May I hear with the ears of love. May I speak with the words of love. May love be in my heart.
Last night, I woke up during the night, and I got this message. And it was not only here through my left ear and in my mind, but it was written across the ceiling. And I realized, well, I got up and I wrote it down, and I realized that perhaps I was meant to share it with you. And these were the words. The power of forgiveness hangs in the balance of all things. The power of forgiveness hangs in the balance of all things. Kept me awake for a while. And since we're going to be doing the Lord's Prayer, there is forgiveness in that. So I think it ties in beautifully. So let's begin with the Lord's Prayer and say it slowly as if we've heard it for the first time. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Are we there yet? Reminds me of children asking their parents 10 minutes into the 8-hour drive. They want to skip the journey and be there already. But are we there yet can also imply anxiety, worry, concerns, and fear of the unfamiliar, especially today with so many unknowns in our world. So let's treat ourselves and take a pause as we prepare for meditation. I invite you to sit back and get comfortable. You might want to grab a pillow to sit up a little bit more straight and place your feet on the ground. And also allow your hands to rest comfortably on your lap. And if you like, I suggest that you close your eyes and affirm with me, all is well in my life now. All is well in my life now. As we bring our attention to God the good and turn inward. Let's take a deep breath in and out. And let's take another breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And let's go for that third breath in and out. Before we go into the silence, I would like for you to take a moment and imagine a shelf, a freestanding shelf unit, sitting either to the left of you or to the right of you. It should be within reach if possible. And on this imaginary shelf, you may lay down your burdens and your concerns. And even the areas where you may need to forgive and might not quite be ready yet, you may put those there as well. This shelf will hold anything you put on it. So go ahead and place whatever worries you might have, all the challenges that this year has brought, and any other troubles, big or small. You do not need to carry these burdens of 2020. Just place them on the shelf for now. God the good is here, and it is the very God presence within from which we pray. As we go into the silence, you may affirm as you inhale, God in me. And with each exhale, you may affirm, I am grateful. Inhale, God in me. Exhale, I am grateful. And during this time of silence, if a worry or concern comes up, go ahead and put it on that shelf and continue to inhale, God in me. Exhale, I am grateful, as we go into the silence. God in me, I am grateful. As you slowly come back to your surroundings, you may leave the shelf where it is. You might want to add to it. It is your very own dumping shelf. It has magical powers to neutralize, dissolve, or just hold whatever you place there. It frees you up. You, as a divine child of the universe, are moving forward on your journey with grace and ease and an inner knowing. let's be assured that "Are we there yet?" holds the wonderful expectations of what's to come. The good of God is here. We bless Unity of Pasadena and its new journey. We bless Reverend Karen for the immeasurable gifts she has brought to this church. We bless her fellow Reverend Bill for his contributions during Reverend Karen's sabbatical. We are so grateful and bless you as you embark on your new exciting adventures together. Peace be with you. Peace be with us here at Unity of Pasadena, for we know that all is well. And for this and so much more, we say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, beloved presence. And so it is. Amen.
I did not realize this morning until very recently that I was here on such a special occasion, and I just want to say I'm so honored to be here and sing with you today. And I think the message of this song is all the more appropriate and powerful. This song is called May I Suggest. And the idea is, may I suggest this is the best part of your life. And we're so blessed to spend this day with you, Karen. Thank you. May I suggest to you, may I suggest this is the best part of your life. May I suggest this time is blessed for you. This time is blessed and shining, almost blinding bright. Just turn your head and you'll begin to see the 1,000 reasons that were just beyond your sight. The reasons why I suggest to you, why I suggest this is the best part of your life. There is a word that's been addressed to you, intended only for your eyes. A secret world, like a treasure chest to you, of private scenes and brilliant dreams that mesmerize. A tender lover's smile, a tiny baby's hands, the million stars that fill the turning sky at night. And I suggest, yes, I suggest to you, yes, I suggest this is the best part of your life. There is a hope that's been expressed in you, the hope of 7 generations, maybe more. And this is the faith that they invest in you. It's that you'll do one better than was done before. Inside you know, inside you understand, inside you know it's yours to finally set right. I suggest, yes, I suggest to you, yes, I suggest this is the best part of your life. This is a song, comes from the west to you, comes from the west, comes from the slowly setting sun. This is a song with a request of you to see how very short the endless days will run. And when they're gone, and when the dark descends, we'd give anything for one more hour light. And I suggest this is the best part of your life.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Allison, so much. Thank you. Yeah, I hear the tissues already. I think we need to check my microphone. Okay, terrific. Thank you. It's because you're so close to me, and I project. I project. Woo. Are we there yet? As Helen mentioned in the meditation, that's the proverbial question, isn't it? And it doesn't matter what our chronological age is, there's something about that question that we're always, kind of wondering, are we there yet? And where is there? I understand that when we're on a journey, like a physical journey, Tuesday, Phil and I are going to be pulling up trunks and making the drive, the physical drive to Tucson, the location of our new home. At some point on that journey, as we're heading along the 210 or out onto the 10, it'll be, are we there yet? Because there is a destination we know that we're headed to. But spiritually, where is there? And that question is not particularly helpful, I think, in this context. Because it always is like the carrot dangling in front of us, that we're thinking that there's something, someplace, somehow, that whatever is happening right here and right now isn't what's supposed to be happening. Oh, God. And usually when we feel that way, it's because we're not happy about what's going on. But it's not a very helpful question, I think, because truly, spiritually speaking, there is here. There is now. It is literally what the I am, what God said to Moses, to remove your sandals, for where you stand is holy ground. Where my feet are placed, where each of our feet are placed, is here. In the spring of 2005, we were on our senior trip in the seminary program. At the time, part of the program included the whole class would go out on a field trip and visit a region within the Unity movement. In our case, it was the Southeast region. And I say our case because Reverend Bill, my fella, was in my class in seminary. That's how we first met. In the spring of 2005, while we were on that trip, simultaneous to obtaining my credentialing and ordination and being in the seminary program, I was also obtaining my bachelor's degree through a local university. People did not see very much of me. I was always studying. My roommates would go to bed at night and I'd be sitting at my laptop, doing an assignment, and they'd get up in the morning to do their morning meditation, and I'd already be up and sitting at the laptop and doing my assignment. In the spring of 2005, we were in Florida, Miami, Florida. I'm sitting on my bed, and one of my roommates had given me a copy of People magazine so that I would at least take some diversionary break from what I was doing in terms of my studies. Flipping through the People magazine, there was an advertisement there for Coca-Cola. One side of the page, it's on a red background with words in white, the red and white of Coca-Cola, words in white describing different things, all pithy sentences. And in the middle of the page in black, it said, "Make it real." I knew in that moment, sitting on the bed in that hotel room in Miami, Florida, the crystallization of my credo had been given to me. Make it real. Credo is the word we use to talk about what I believe. It was an assignment we had in seminary. We had to write pages and pages and pages on these different aspects of God and the nature of humankind and, what is it that I believe? And in that moment, it was crystallized into make it real. The emphasis for me is the make it real as it relates to how we apply it in our lives, absolutely. More importantly, though, the middle word of those three, it, takes it even closer to what I believe about ministry is to make it real. The only reality, as far as I'm concerned, the only reality is God. That's it. Period. That's it. And my task, my opportunity, joy, goal, annoyance, frustration, has been all about being with people as we are hopefully coming to that same realization for ourselves, is that this is truly the only reality. It is entirely plausible, in fact, I would say true, that because I came back to God as an adult through the doors of a 12-step program, my experience of reconnecting with this ultimate reality was grounded in transformation. So everything that I knew and understood about who I was in my life through a process of 12 steps was being molded, changed, transformed from one way of seeing and believing into something other than, something different from that, out of which there was an emergence in a way that had been unavailable to me previously. Not that it didn't exist, it had just been unavailable to me. And so therefore, because of this reintroduction, this reconnection in the divine through the 12-step program, my entire philosophy as it relates to making it real is also rooted in transformation. That's what I'm about. To me, there's no other conversation. which can be challenging at times because for those who are seeking to be comforted, I am not the right person to talk to necessarily. You need to go see my fella. Not that he isn't about transformation. He just is much, I don't know, gentler about it than I am. Oh. And so I'm about having those kinds of conversations and about doing the things that enable us to question our assumptions, our stuck points, including my own. I do my truth telling, because wherever there is a stuck point, there is an opportunity for growth. There is an opportunity for change. Deepak Chopra said that real change is accompanied by new insight. Real change is accompanied by new insight. In Robert Brummett's book, Finding Yourself in Transition, which has been the foundation, the basis of the series I've been exploring through this month of September, and looking at the ending, void, so the first week, the second Sunday of September, ending, putting a period on it, the second week of the void, and then today about new beginning. We've been exploring what is the spiritual dilemma that goes along with each of those points in finding ourselves in transition. I commented that the spiritual dilemma of endings is accepting, that central spiritual dilemma is accepting what is and aligning ourselves with it. In the void, the central spiritual dilemma is wrestling with allowing emptiness and not rushing to replace and letting there be a space, the opening, into which we can dive into that opening and question for ourselves, where are our stuck points? What is it for me to see differently? And this holds true. I talk about this a lot, as you know, whether we're talking about the mundane or the miraculous. It's as much in, as I mentioned not too long ago, choosing paint colors for the walls, and finding the overlap in the commonplace for it, as it is for the miracle, for example, of new birth, which tends to kind of just make all of us go, and in the physical sense. But in the spiritual sense, it does the same thing to us. And with the music today and Allison and singing the song, May I Suggest, and the power and the feeling that you brought to it of those words, the miraculousness that brings us to our feet and makes us go, I stood on the platform at Unity on the Bay in Miami, Florida on September 10th, 2005. It was my inaugural, my debut at the lectern with hundreds of people there. And I was scared. Truthfully, the reason I accepted the position of associate minister at Unity on the Bay is when I read the job description. Number 12 on the job description was speak when the senior minister is off. And there were 11 items before that. I was like, check, 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 check. I could do all the 11 items, and then the 12 was the one that scared me, but I'm like, oh, well, the likelihood of that happening is not going to be that often. Reverend James Trapp rarely was off the platform. I accepted the position only to learn, as he shared with me, that he had felt called to go on his next leg of his journey, which was going to be be a CEO of Unity Worldwide Ministries. Leaving in November, and my first Sunday, September 10th, 2005, I'm on the platform, not to give the Sunday message, but to read the daily word and lead the meditation. I was grievously afflicted, standing up there in front of these hundreds of people. I had not looked at the daily word in advance. I came to the lectern. It was opened, as we do each week here, open to where it was supposed to be read, and it turned out that it was Grandparents' Day. My grandmother was such a part of my early religious and spiritual training. I was comforted in my affliction, not by having to not do what was in front of me to do, but in knowing that God had shown up and was there to be with me as I did it, and hence launched me into the role shortly thereafter of leading that spiritual community when Reverend James left to go to UWM in the interim period before Reverend Chris Jackson was hired as the senior minister some almost 5 months later. The spiritual dilemma of new beginnings is the commitment we make to ourselves, and making the commitment to ourselves to stay in the process and be present to practice our spiritual teachings so that we have a change in consciousness. When Robert Brummett talks about new beginnings has absolutely nothing to do with form. It has nothing to do with what appears in the manifest world. The new beginnings are about this change in consciousness, the new insight, as Deepak Chopra phrases it, as Robert Brummett puts it, the change in consciousness through which and out of which we then can envision and embrace the possibilities which will then become visible to us. If we go for what's in the manifest realm, we're doing what I talked about last week on the pseudo beginnings of replacing and putting something in there because we haven't had the shift in consciousness. And this is the place where we have to land, where we need to be, so that whatever it is that is emerging on the landscape, we can engage it in a way that allows us and others to make it real in our lives and in our knowing, gnosis, knowing God. E.M. Foster said we must be willing to let go of the life we planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. Life is always waiting for us. It never stops waiting. It is filled with potentiality. It is filled with opportunity. It is filled with growth. It is filled with challenge. But always, 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 it is filled with love. When the Israelites were left Egypt, they actually got to the promised land almost immediately, but they were unable to inhabit it because they were held back by the consciousness of where they had been And they were unable to step into it because they weren't ready for it. And eventually there came a point in time where they were. Moses dies, and Joshua, who is now the leader, is going to take them into the land. The Lord spoke to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' assistant, saying, "My servant Moses is dead. Now proceed to cross the Jordan, you and all this people, into the land that I am giving to them, to the Israelites." He continues on, God continues on in his commentary to Joshua and says, only be strong and very courageous, being careful to act in accordance with all the law that my servant Moses commanded you. And here it is. Do not turn from it. Do not turn from it to the right hand or to the left, so that you may be successful wherever you go. If we make it real, that is the path, the straight and narrow that we are to follow. The it, so that we turn neither to the right nor the left. And on this we will be successful. God continues saying to him, the book of the law shall not depart out of your mouth. You shall meditate on it day and night, so that you will act in accordance with what is written in it, and then you shall make your way prosperous, and then you shall be successful. The shift in consciousness always comes first. And as we do that, we are then able to inhabit and be in that place of openness to these possibilities. One may say, well, Jesus said, "Do not think I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish, but to fulfill." And we know that Jesus was a great teacher of transformation. How do we reconcile what God says to Joshua about keeping the law and Jesus saying, "I've come to fulfill it"? It is in the fulfillment of knowing it as real that we then don't have to focus on the structures of it, because it is the ground of our reality. Therefore, in the fulfillment, which is knowing it as real, that is the fulfillment of what the law was intended to do and what our teachings are intended to do, then we can use them. They can be with us as part of our practice, but they are not what causes us to know anymore that it is real, because it has already been incorporated. We have been then truly transformed because we see the world differently. We see the world differently. And as we part our physical company on this day, this final Sunday together in this way, we are not separated in truth. We are not separated in God. For as we share that as our ultimate reality, then we know that we are only a breath, a thought away from each other. in any moment that a breath or a thought brings to mind and heart, any one of us, we are as we are right now, in each other's presence. For that is the only place where the presence is. Right here, right now. In the coming days and weeks and months, as Unity of Pasadena is in the void and in the transformation in consciousness and in heart that will set the stage for the new beginning, we are also in that same space of seeing what and how our lives are going to unfold in front of us and the consciousness that we need to embrace to be available for it. And as we each do that, then the work we've done together will continue to have meaning. It will continue to have purpose. And we will know in a very deep, profound, and meaningful way that we were here by divine appointment. There was no other time, because I had actually applied to this ministry back in 2011. And apparently that wasn't the time. That the time where we did come together with me and with each and every one of you, that we were the right and perfect people at the right and perfect time to be doing the right and perfect work that the divine had assigned for us to do. So I leave you with these words by Tony Schwartz, because it is also, again, at the essence of what I believe. When I say who you are and what you do matters, let's do it consciously. Tony Schwartz says the ultimate challenge is to accept ourselves exactly as we are, but never stop trying to learn and grow. And though this is for you, Gary, grow, grow, grow. Which was one of his favorite things that I said in a sermon one day, that I'm one of those ones that plants the seed in the ground and then stands over and says, grow, 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 you know. And so may we all grow. And it has been my great joy and delight to be with you these last 5 years. I cannot think of a better way to conclude my time in church ministry than to be here with you right now and share in the love that we have experienced together. So thank you and amen. Thank you. This is the time in our service where we share of our gifts and tithes and offerings, and so I invite you, as you hold your gift in your hand, to remember that we are a community still bound with one another in the divine, and that we support this ministry through our gifts and tithes and offerings. And so if you hold it as you're holding it in your hand, in whatever form that it may be taking, that we join together in speaking these words of affirmation. God is the source of my overflowing supply, and I am grateful. And now Allison and Levi have another gift for us.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you sing a song of joy, other times you sing in the blues. Through all the ups and downs I've come to see, I've been guided by a force of mystery, traveling on the journey. Traveling on the journey. The soul is on a journey of a destiny unknown, and it follows faithfully the path that is its own. 2 steps forward, 1 step back along the way. Life is sweeter when you take it day by day, traveling on the journey. Yeah. Traveling on the journey. I don't know what road lies ahead or where I'm bound. It's only in a reflection that I realize what I found. Traveling on the journey. Oh yeah, traveling on the journey. Another road, another dream, another day, another pilgrim trying to find
glad you were here.
her way, traveling on the journey. Oh yeah, traveling on the journey. Don't know where I'm going, but I'm still gonna enjoy the ride. Wondering what it's like on the other side. I heard the sirens call, but I found another way through the odyssey of a breaking every day. I'm traveling on the journey.
Yeah.
Traveling on the journey. Oh yes I am. The journey.
Woo!
Well, normally at this time in our Sunday celebration, we extend a special welcome to all newcomers to our spiritual community, whether they be here in person or out online. So in addition to welcoming you, if you are with us online for the first time today, we're delighted that you're here and hope that anything you experienced with us today resonates with you and that you'll stay with us for a while and explore whether this could be your spiritual home. These are the sentiments that our senior minister, Reverend Karen Epps, has expressed well over 200 times since she was first welcomed into our community exactly 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Reverend Karen has shared her spiritual journey with us over these past 5 years in her Sunday talks, which Greg Stanton, who along with myself were on the board when we hired Reverend Karen, Greg wanted me to emphasize that it was your passion in these talks, whether it was grow or whether it was about Black Lives Matter or anything of importance. You had the passion, and we really appreciate it. And in it, you shared your spiritual journey with us also in classes that you taught, in meetings you facilitated, and in one-on-one conversations and spiritual counseling. You also shared your passion for creating an uncluttered, attractive, functional, and welcoming physical backdrop for our thriving spiritual community in campaigns to repaint the walls, clear out the shed, trim the trees, replace our fellowship halls, keeping the grass green, and the closets clean.
Thank you.
One thing we'll never forget is community cleanup days. Reverend Karen frequently shared stories of her family and her beloved fellow, Reverend Bill Englehart. When Reverend Bill retired from his long-term ministry in Marin, California, he moved down here and stepped in as resident handyman, as well as our Sunday celebration minister during Reverend Karen's sabbatical earlier this year. Because the COVID challenge came in March, just before Reverend Karen returned from her sabbatical, we never got a chance to publicly thank Reverend Bill for all the service he has provided to Unity of Pasadena. So, Reverend Bill, if you feel comfortable, would you please step up to the platform at this time and accept a token of our appreciation for everything you've done for Unity of Pasadena? Reverend Bill, thank you to the best handyman preacher ever, your friends at Unity of Pasadena.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Thank you so much, and I know there's another handyman here. Tim was handyman here for many years as well. Bless you, and thank you, Unity of Pasadena. I've really appreciated the opportunity to be in community with you and to serve in that capacity. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And Reverend Karen, I am grateful we had a chance to give you a big in-person send-off just 9 months ago. I mean, who would know?
Who knew?
I mean, she was just going on sabbatical. And then she returned, it was COVID. It's still COVID. So we regret not being able to throw you a big party now as you end your time here with us physically and begin the new phase of your life. But would you please join me on the platform? And would any of the Board of Trustees who are also present and feel comfortable to come up to the platform, please also join me?
By the way, he's truly my better half.
Okay, so our community first has a gift for you and Reverend Bill. It's a gift certificate from Bed Bath & Beyond so that you can, get anything that you're missing for your brand new home in Tucson. And which, if you didn't come into one of the live sessions that we had yesterday, Reverend Karen shared the pictures of their new home. And I don't do desert, but it was beautiful. So here you go.
Thank you so much. This is, we need this.
And then we would like to present you with a wonderful bouquet of roses. I hope they are your favorites.
Oh, they are. Oh my God, thank you. Okay, thank you.
You got them.
I've got them. Oh, they are beautiful. I know those of you online, you can't see it quite as well as you can in person. They are fabulous. So thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
And your card says, "You'll be missed around here. Someone else will do your job, but no one can take your place."
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And then, as is traditional in Unity, we have a blessing that we would like to give you, Reverend Karen. And everyone, please join me. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are, and we behold the Christ in you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, see, it's a good thing my hands are full because it's preventing me from doing my natural inclination, which is to start hugging people. You know? Well played, everyone. Well played. Oh my gosh. Thank you all so much. As I said, it's been truly a gift to be able to be here, and I'm delighted. As we do each and every week, let us close our service today. See, I told you he was the better half. Let us close our service today with the prayer for protection and then the peace song. And so together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever God is, I am, and all is well. And a special shout out to you, dear Levi. You arrived at exactly the right moment, and I'm so glad we've been able to do this together, so thank you. Yeah. And now, the peace song.